What's going on, guys? It's Tactical Trash Panda. Once again, we're here with episode 4 of Talking Trash with Panda. Thank you for joining, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, New Print Custom Firearms. They do amazing stippling, not stippling, but engraving work, cerakoting. They do laser engraving and also optic cuts, plus more. So check them out. Also want to give a special shout out for tonight's special show sponsor. We have Red Labs 3D. They do amazing stands, custom stands. Make sure to go check them out as well. We have their links in the description tonight. I will put that up in the banner. So we have New Print Custom Firearms banner. Again, it's in the description. And also, we have Red Lab sponsoring for tonight as well. Want to give also, I want to mention I do have a Teesprings account. This is a new hoodie. I know the weather is getting cold around me at least. And if you want to go support the channel, you can find the Teesprings account. It's also in the description. Let me bring in my co-host for tonight, Angry Sarge.
Hey, what's going on, people?
Hey,
good to see you here. I'm excited.
Sarge. How's it going?
Good, man. All right, so real quick, I want to get this out of the way so that way we can get this going. I want to show you guys something cool. Aegis Gun Carrier 1 is in here, so I'm going to do a quick plug for them because they got a really good combo out right now. If we can get that pulled up. There we go. So this cleaning kit mat combo is a great deal. It's priced well. They're doing a sale on that. I think if you get with them, they should have something. I think I posted it on my Instagram as well if they have a discount code or something like that. But that's a great price. You get a mat, get a good cleaning kit, something to work off of. So I wanted to give them a shout out. They're in here. Thank you, Aegis, for coming in. We appreciate you as always, and we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of too. So good to go.
All right. And tonight we have our special guest, the one and only, Frank Castle Customs.
What's going on, guys?
It's good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Likewise. Good to be on here.
Yeah.
Good to have you on. Let's see who's in the chats tonight. I want to give a special shout out to Marconi Armory. They're in the chat. How's it going, guys? We have Croak.
Yes. Thin Line Defense Co. Right there. Prepper Book Club too.
Savanity. Thank you for joining, brother. We have Polishman. Who else is in here? Let's see. Scroll down. We have Naughty Heathen. Thank you for joining us.
That's a new one.
That is a new one. We have this guy right here.
So, yeah.
Angry Sarge. There you go.
Me. I did it. I'm sorry.
Kurt24. Thank you for joining, brother. Let's see who else is here. Who else?
We got Average. We got a bunch of people shouting Frank out, man. Tech Money, Freakastang.
Bourbon.
Yeah, all our peeps, all our Discord peeps are definitely here shouting you out.
Michael Ryan, we have Freaking Stang, we have Shogun Customs, we have Aegis Gun Care. Thank you for joining, brother. The Quarantine Catholic.
Yeah, LMC. She's a big supporter too.
Yeah, she is. We got shout out Everidge. Thank you for coming in. Night Custom Builds. Thank you. CNT Design. We got a lot of people already.
Yeah, no, man. I'm happy. 20 is not bad for a small show.
Bailey, sure. Thank you.
They came for you, Frank.
They did.
Come on.
My BOP brothers, Adam Jagger, thank you.
Awesome.
We got Tech Money. think I shouted him out already.
Yes, Freakish Thing said he wanted to make sure you knew, Frank, when he gets home from New York, he's going to finally send you his 43X
Sounds good.
that I've been telling him, hey, hurry up and get it done because you're gonna hate yourself if you don't.
So let's get to the show. Frank, thank you for coming on to the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
The people want to know. Let's get to the nitty and gritty. Yeah. So first question was, what is your background, Frank?
When it comes to what?
So what do we want to know? What do you do in your civilian world?
My life story, basically?
No,
we don't have to go that far.
So what is your background as far as your professional background? We'll take it.
Okay,
there.
my professional background. My professional background is that I'm in law enforcement. I work for the City of Miami Police Department. I've been a police officer for 17 years. Out of those 17 years, I did 3 on the road. Then I went to homicide. Some of you have seen me on the show First 48. Did homicide for 5 years. And after that, I went to a specialized unit where we investigate political matters, basically public corruption, public officials and things of that nature. So I've been there ever since.
Awesome, man.
Wow.
That's definitely a career. I'll say that. But yeah, you mentioned that, and I guarantee you, if my wife was here, she'd be like, "Oh, that was that guy." Okay, I get it. It's like, come on, he was on TV.
That's a background.
Yeah.
So, Frank Castle Customs? Now, I know Frank Castle. If anybody's a Marvel fan, they know Frank Castle is the one and only Punisher. But what is the meaning behind your name that you chose?
Well, for those of you who do not know the story, my name is Frank, or actually my first name is Francisco, and my last name is Castillo, which is castle in Spanish. So I've always used ever since, there was ever since the invention of usernames, right, on video games and stuff like that, I've always used Frank Castle. Nice. And since I used to use Frank Castle, then obviously I associated the Punisher skull with it and stuff like that. Not necessarily that I think I'm a vigilante punishing people out there on the streets, but it's just something that fit together, and it just worked out that way, basically.
Yeah. So I mean that's a good explanation, because I would have taken it elsewhere, because I'm a huge Punisher fan, obviously, between the military law enforcement aspect in my background. So that was common for the units that I worked with. It was to have the Punisher skull and stuff like that. So yeah, I get that. That's definitely a cool explanation. There's really no cool explanation behind Angry Sarge, unfortunately. It's just a nickname that I earned when I was in the Army. So,
well, you gotta be one angry guy to get that name. So
I know I was definitely angry.
Although I'm sure the crowd will, the audience will have a hard time believing it.
Yes, they like to call me Happy Sarge. I don't know why, but hey, I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean that is a great example, and hell, I mean that's a cool. The name actually, your name actually is a cool name to have for any Marvel fan that's a fan of Punisher. I mean, even though there's no real, like, okay, you're not trying to take on that name, but that's actually your name, Frank Castle.
Yep.
So
that's pretty dope.
So we all know, for the people that do know you, they do know that you are known for your custom stippling work. What made you decide on, hey, I want to start stippling?
Okay, so that's actually a funny story. Back when I first became a police officer back in 2005 or 2006, I wanted to, stippling wasn't what it is today. But regardless, I wanted to start. I wanted to get it done on a couple of my guns. And when I started reaching out to a couple of the people that were offering stippling back then, I'm like, there's no freaking way I can afford this. There's just no way.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna pay somebody, uh, $400 to make little dots on a polymer pistol. It's just no way. And obviously that pushed me to start messing with my own guns. Obviously, I had the courage to mess up my own guns, and then from experimenting on my own guns, people started seeing my work in the department. It did not look like what it does today, nowhere near. It was just literally little dots on the frame.
Right.
But since we live in a very here in Miami, it's very humid and it's very hot. These polymer pistols suffer from you keeping control of the firearm when your hands are sweaty or whatever. So a lot of the people in the department started reaching out to me. Hey, could you do this for me and whatever? How much you charge? Oh, nothing. I started doing framework for free. I did quite a few handguns for free, and basically that's what gave me the experience to sort of keep experimenting and improving and improving and improving until a friend of mine, basically, um, that's an academy classmate, reached out to me and told me, hey, do you know about this chat? Do you know about this chat where there's literally like 2,000 officers in the Tri-County area, which is close to the area where I work, and post your work there. Maybe people will reach out and be willing to pay. So I did that, and it started taking off. Once it started taking off, I tried to get an FFO and was able to get an FFO, which is a federal firearms license. Once I got the federal firearms license and I opened up the business, then I started posting my work and prices and stuff like that, and I've been slam packed ever since.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I mean, look at your work. I mean, some people may say, "Hey, you're just a fanboy or whatever." But I mean, realistically, like all the work that I've gotten from you, and the first one was the Punisher 320 that we did, the X5, and like that
That's awesome.
that changed my whole world as far as a custom firearm. I mean, I saw you do it, and that's how I guess we kind of met in a sense. Was I saw you posting it on either IG or YouTube or something, and I was like, that I want that. How do I get that? So I contacted you, and that's kind of where all that kind of happened, and we can maybe talk about that here in a little bit after we get through with some more of these questions. But great work, man. Like, bar none, the best stuff that I've run across. And granted, I have a friend in here, really good friend, Shogun Customs. Great guy, does some great work too. I was a fan of Brad Gledhill Customs, but like me and you have that relationship. Me and Will have that relationship. So, of course, I'm going to support my friends, right? Because that's what you do.
there's no denying there's a lot of good people out there that do stippling work, and there's also a lot of people out there that take advantage of customers and offer them you know a service that they can't really provide because they don't have the experience. So they
Right.
basically show him or show the customer somebody else's work and tells them, hey, listen, we can do this for you. And at the end of the day, they they charge what a professional charges, and they end up destroying the customer's firearm when they give
Right.
it back to.
What?
So, but do I think I'm the best out there? Absolutely not. There's guys out
Yeah.
there that do phenomenal work. So I still got a lot to learn, and I try to stay humble and in my lane. I know that I'm not the best, but I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
decent.
No,
So.
And that's the thing, like me and you, and that's where we relate to each other, is that we're both really humble guys. You know, we want to help everybody. So I get what you're saying, but I will tell you, coming from my side, you know, my side, military law enforcement, and I'm an end user, a professional end user. So it's important for me to have the best whenever I'm doing a job or anything like that, because my life is going to depend on it. So there's only a couple people I can say that about. And granted, I've not ever had anything from Rocket City Stippling or any of those big companies that always have their books filled. But like the value that I get from your work and Shogun's work is way more important to me than, you know, paying $800, $900 or $1,000 for a piece of art, right? Pretty much. And then it's like, okay, I don't even want to use this thing. But with yours, it's still a piece of art, but it's usable art. I can still run it and feel comfortable running it. So I'm, you know how I feel.
Much appreciated, bro. You've always been supportive, and I can say that out of the customers that I have, by far, you've always helped me out with, multiple different things. You've always put me in contact with different people that can offer different services, and help me out in a million different ways as a customer. I can't say the same for a lot of other people that usually, are good customers and they act like they're your friend, but they really only reach out when they need something or when it benefits them.
Right.
Which is not the case with the group of people that we have here.
Right.
So
exactly. I think we have a question.
Man.
No problem, man. Like I appreciate you, like I said, and I tell you what, like I'm like kind of starstruck, even though we talk. It's kind of funny, right? Because we never met, saw each other's face really, except on, YouTube or whatever, as far as me. But it's an honor, and I'm like humbled fully because you're here. So I was really worried because I know with your job it gets kind of hectic, and I was like, oh man, if you don't show up, this is gonna suck. And I'm so glad you did, man.
I'm showing up from my car, so
I know. Hey, I'll give you an A+ for that.
Yep.
So I think we got some questions in the chat. I want to make sure that we address those as well.
We do, and I did want to bring up. Caleb did mention earlier, if I could find the comment, but you can also find Frank Castle's info in the descriptions. So after the live, if you're willing to pay and send out some frames to get work on, I'm sure Frank will appreciate that. So we do have some questions, and first one is from Juice556. Frank, do you use iron with your adjustable output?
The answer to that is no.
All right. I don't know anything about stippling, so I'm not sure what that.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I just use the regular wheelers. However, keep in mind that when you're doing stippling, the room temperature, the room temperature has a lot to do with the final outcome of how the stippling comes out. Okay, so if the room temperature is too cold, or it doesn't even have to be too cold. It could be cold enough to basically, as you're making indentations with the actual tool, it starts cooling down the actual tool, right? So what ends up happening is that you end up with this stringy effect on the polymer, and it looks like fuzz all over the polymer, and that's because the tool is too cold. It's not heating up. It's not getting hot enough to do what you need it to do. So most of my stippling is actually done with the AC off, because that's how I get the best results. It comes out nice and shiny, very even, very detailed. So that's insider information there.
No, I mean, so it makes sense. Having done this, like whenever I come out to the shop and it's cold and everything, it'll get stringy. So that's why I have to turn on the heater so my work area isn't cold. So I'll have it up here on the desk while I'm trying to stipple or something like that, just to make sure, because once you release from it and it's cold, all that is just the polymer cooling down really fast.
Right.
So it gets stringy and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Another question that we do have from Zion here. Zion asked, do you punish those who do bad stipple jobs? leave it to Zion.
Yeah. Oh my God, man.
In a way, I do, right? Because anybody that knows me, I have no problems calling people out on YouTube.
Yep.
You know, I've gone on YouTube, and people may think I'm being petty or whatever the case may be, but unfortunately, in today's day and age, people have the power to ruin your reputation quicker than the amount of time that it took you to actually build it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So I've had several instances where a customer claims that something happened, and I go on there on YouTube and I put it all out there with obviously I block out their name, but I put out their chat and everything like that, just to, let the customers know that this is this customer is lying through his teeth, and I did my best to
rectify the
assist
problem
them in whatever the case may be. So when you're trying to grow a business, one thing that you're gonna find is that you can't make everybody happy. Like the other day, I came across an issue. Every now and then, let's say I have a customer that I know they're a little bit short of money and they're trying to save money here and there, and I still add certain details that I charge for as a little surprise. I add those details because I know they're gonna be happy with them, and I know the gun's gonna look better regardless. So I just add them and send them. Well, the other day I came across the first customer that didn't want any of those features. So I asked them, hey, listen, what do I need to do to just make it better and make you happy and whatever? And the guy reached out, hey, listen, do you mind? I'll keep the frame, so you don't have to refund me for the frame. It was a SIG frame. Do you mind refunding me X amount of money? I go, not a problem. There you go. As long as I keep the customer happy, and hopefully I have a future customer, I'm fine with it. But there's obviously people that have abused that in the past. And you can tell when they're trying to abuse the situation. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning. And those people have been called out on YouTube. And
I remember that video. Remember that one?
Yep. And you know what? That guy eventually ended up texting me that, hey, listen, I was kind of wrong, whatever. I'm going to send you X amount of money. As soon as the money came in through PayPal, I sent it right back. Because I'm just not interested with dealing with people I'm a very nice guy, man. Just don't try to take advantage of me, because that's
it's just
where
not cool.
I draw the line.
Yeah.
So the people, and I have, if you're this type of person out there, if you're watching this video, I have people reaching out to me all the time. Hey, listen, I can you fix this? I had somebody else staple it and they fucked it up. I know that 90% of the times the customer doesn't want to tell me that they fucked it up. And to be honest, it doesn't matter. I still gotta fix it. And I wish sometimes the people that reach out to me would take a little bit more pride, because to be honest, the work doesn't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? So if you're the one and you're considering that frame basically trashed because it didn't come out like a professional job, I don't know. I had a guy reach out to me yesterday. I told him that, listen, brother, if you did it or if somebody else did it, as long as you didn't pay like professional prices, if you paid like $150 for that's good work. And if you did it, that's it. That's even better. If that's the first time you stipple, it looks good to me. So, I try not to abuse and take people's money just because I'm gonna make money off of it. So I try to help out people as much as I can, man.
So that actually comes to the next question that was there. Freaking Stang asked, "Will you shame someone that ruins their own frame?" But I want to kind of add to that too. Is it when you have to fix somebody else's screw up? Is it a lot more work to fix a stippling job than it is to start from
Absolutely.
fresh?
Obviously, a virgin frame is much easier to work on, right? Most of the people that try stippling the first time want to go from level 1 to level 10.
Yep.
The first pattern they try is basket weave, which is the most advanced pattern.
Yep.
That there's many of the professional stipplers don't do it because it's time consuming, it's a pain in the ass, and it just takes time to develop the skill to do basket weave properly. So they want to do recess borders on their first try, which is really hard to do. They want to take the borders as high up as they can, which leaves you less room to fix it, and then they want to do basket weave. So it's a major mistake. I've tried explaining this in YouTube multiple different times, but no, man, I don't see a reason why I would shame somebody for their work. I mean, if you go back on my Instagram, you're gonna see where I was when I started. Because my starting point is there. So, just like everything else, man, as you keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, you keep improving and improving and improving, right? So there's people that I tell them, hey, listen, dude, if you did that work, be proud with the work that you did. And if you have a second gun, try it again. However, if you want something that looks like my stuff, and then that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with trying it yourself, man. Nothing wrong at all. Other than, as long as you keep in mind and as long as you stay realistic and keep in mind that you may not achieve professional looking results. But the functionality is going to be there.
Right. And I mean, how many times have I sent you some of my work and you're just this supportive guy and you're like, hey, maybe if you try this or stay away from that, work on this, like all that support is there. So that's the one thing I respect about you is you're not like bashing me to the point where I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm just doing it for fun. Right. That's it. I don't plan on making a business out of it. I just do it because it gives me something to do. Right. And I enjoy it, even though I'm not the best at it, but I enjoy it.
Yet, if you keep doing it, you're going to keep improving. And eventually you'll get to a point where people will start asking you, hey, could you do it for me? Could you do it for me? Could you do it for me? Once that starts happening, then you might change your mind about doing it as a business.
I mean, we can ask Trash Panda what his thoughts were on the 320 frames I sent him.
I mean, that was the first time that I had actually experienced the stippling grip. So they look nice for me. I mean, for somebody that was just starting off, you did a really good job at them. Because I've seen some trash jobs on Instagram. Like, and I hate to I'm not trying to shame somebody for their work. I mean, like Frank said that you're only gonna get better the more you do it. But for a beginner level, like you did amazing work on those frames.
I appreciate that, man.
And I want to ask Frank, for somebody that does want to start getting into the stippling, patterning and all that kind of hobby, as a first timer, is there a brand of firearm that you recommend them start with over another brand, let's say?
Well, if you want to start experimenting here and there, I would obviously start with SIGs because you can replace the frames, right?
Yep.
So the polymer is not the best to work on because it's infused with fiberglass, but it'll give you the basics, right? And then you transfer those basics to Glock frames. The only problem with most firearms is that they're serialized, right? The frame is the serialized part of the firearm, and so you only have one shot to get it right. So if it was me, and if I could go back in time and I had the ability, or yeah, if I had the ability to work on SIG frames, I would have done that first. Number one, you do not need an FFL, right? Because they're not serialized. So you can start a business if you want to get into the stippling game, doing doing SIG frames, right? And you know, if you mess one of those up, then you order another one. You can find those things as cheap as $20. So that's what I would do.
Okay. The next question I have is
hold on 1 second, Panda. I answered you in the private.
Oh,
and then let me catch up. Arcane said, "Love your work, Frank Castle." Arcane Tactical. He does his own stuff. He has I'll send you his stuff so you can see it. It's really cool that he has like the wings, like the Icarus wings. So I'll send you that offline. But he does some cool stuff.
Okay, yeah. Guys, check out Arcane Tactical too. They're a big supporter of the channel. So next question that I had was trying to find it. Sorry, guys.
Not sure. This might be controversial. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, listen, I like controversial.
Oh, I know. That's being you have some really interesting conversations. So
okay. Will Frank Castle comment on the Slideworks engineering at all? I remember the old videos you wearing their swag a year ago. Next week, I still don't have any. A year ago, next week, I still don't have the 43X slide I custom ordered.
I'm guessing
he had a terrible experience.
Okay, so I can only talk about my experience and not to bash the business at all, but this is what happened with me and Slidework Engineering. So I was doing a lot of work with Slidework Engineering, sending approximately like 20 to 30 slides a month. Things were moving right along, but and every business goes through it, right? As the business starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you start having quality control issues, right? So it's gonna take you a little bit to adjust to those quality control issues. However, I was having a lot of quality control issues with Slidework Engineering, and the first time it happened, they lost a ton of parts from the internals of the slides that I had sent. So I figured, okay, so from now on, I send them stripped. So that fixed that situation. Then I started getting slides back on, in different color combinations that I had not asked for, or in some instances I would get a Gen 4 slide instead of a Gen 5, and little things like that. So I would have to be pestering the owner, Brad, all the time, and it got to a point where it just got to be too much, right? And then eventually I just basically cut them off, and you would think that somebody that's done X amount of work with you, right? We've been working together for a year and a half, and we've done thousands of dollars worth of orders. You would think that that person would reach out and say, "Hey, Frank, listen, what happened? How can we make it better? Whatever, what I do, right, with a regular customer." To this day, I've never received not one call from that guy. So obviously, he doesn't need my business. If you go to his if you search his business online, you're gonna find a million different bad reviews of pretty much the same thing. And but if you don't appreciate my business, there's no reason for us to continue having a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So that was that. I've done work with Boogeyman since I started. Boogeyman has always been, he doesn't have the cheapest prices, especially for what I do. But I started with Boogeyman back when I started the business in 2018. And I've never had any major issues with Boogeyman, not one. And the times that I've had a minor issue, they're right on it, they fix it, and that's that. But what ends up happening with most of these businesses is that they start making a little bit of money and they start stepping back and basically giving the responsibility of running the shop and doing all kinds of stuff to other people. The problem with that is that they don't own the business. So they could care less if the quality control goes to shit. You understand what I'm saying? As long as they get a paycheck until the business is run to the ground, they're fine with it. So these people start stepping back, and little by little, business starts going downhill until you no longer have a business or whatever the case may be, bro. So that's the only issue between that's why I stopped offering slide work engineering services, basically.
Okay.
But I mean,
that makes sense.
They do good work when they're on point,
So by the way, I know you can't see the comments or anything, but the person who made all these fabulous patches is in the chat.
Okay.
So I just want to say hi, Debbie Norton. Appreciate you coming in.
Oh yeah.
She does a good job. I like her stuff.
She does.
So.
She's the one that did my patches too.
We're creating a nice community of services here where everybody helps each other out.
Yeah, I agree.
By the way, I mean, Frank, if you need somebody that does slide work still, make sure to hit up our channel sponsor, New Print Custom Firearms.
We'll talk about that kind of offline.
Right.
Definitely for sure.
Throw it out there.
Yeah,
just wanted to throw it out there. I wanted to go to the next question before, because I love talking, but it seems like next thing you know, we're already 2 hours in. We got a ton of questions. Let's see. I want to get to one of our questions that we had for you. I know you mentioned the basket weave pattern, but I also wanted to ask, what is your favorite staple pattern that you find to be the most effective for you?
Stipple, but okay.
Wait. Oh my God. Stipple pattern. Yeah, we messed that up.
One of those.
I understood. He's just talking trash.
Yeah. Plus, I've been up since like 4 a.m. So
yeah, it's true.
My favorite pattern, man, it has to be the basket weave. It looks the cleanest. It's gonna provide a good amount of grip, and it's comfortable to carry.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately for me, that's what 90% of my customers order. Which it's fine when they're sprinkled here and there, but when you have a line of 10 frames that want basket weave, and you can't just move this one because this one's an easier pattern in front of this customer and whatever. So you got to deal with them in order, right? But when you got 10 men in a row that are basket weave, you just want to blow your brains out. But it's it's part of the game.
So on that, what's becoming your most popular pattern? Is it still going to stay basket weave, or are we going chain link?
It's always been basket weave. The chain link is starting to creep up a little bit, thank God, because it's a lot easier for me to do the chain link. And the dragon has been a good seller as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have one still that I still have to put holes in, but I still have it, one that you did, so that's pretty cool. I agree with you. I love the basket weave. I'm sorry I kind of pushed that on you with my Glock 48, but it turned out phenomenal. Like that
Glock 48 looks beautiful.
I enjoy doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I enjoy the final product. But it's just when you have X amount of frames in a row that are wanting the same pattern, you know.
Yep, I agree. It's a pain,
but it is what it is.
I mean, you could always do the simple thing like me and do like what do I call that? The coral reef pattern, which is the X tip, and you just kind of just change it up and stuff. It's really easy and it runs by fast, but if you don't pay attention to it, you'll see X's, and that will definitely annoy you.
The problem is that I offer basket weave, right? And if I offer it, people are gonna go for it.
Yeah, that is true.
So most of the big names in stippling do not offer basket weave because it's time consuming. So they offer patterns that go by quick because obviously they need to.
They just want to knock them out the door.
Right. Exactly. So for a while I tried to increase the price basically to slow down on people requesting basket weave, but it didn't help out at all. So
I got you. All right, we got a juice question. You want to take that one?
Sure.
We'll get through some of these comments from the peoples.
Let's see, right here. Juice asks a question for Frank: is it illegal to put pineapple on pizza? The last guy asked wouldn't answer.
in my opinion, it should be.
I believe
then
so
you got an idiot like me who's like, it's not that terrible.
In my opinion, man, that's horrendous. Every time I've tried it, I'm like, this.
It's just a weird taste. Yeah, I'm just a regular guy. See, I can't even. I'm not even supposed to eat pizza because I'm lactose intolerant. But when I do eat it, I want to enjoy it. So
however,
no pineapple.
Whoever asked that question, I need you to try, and you'll thank me later. Okay, something that I discovered not that long ago. Try Chick-fil-A sauce on pizza, and you're welcome.
Okay. All right. Now you got me wanting to try that. Come on, man.
I'm glad I just had Chick-fil-A for dinner before the live, because now I was gonna want some Chick-fil-A after that.
Phenomenal combination.
I can see that. Man. I like their spicy zesty sauce, what they call it. I'm not sure, but that's my favorite. But I put that on a lot. I order more of that just to use it on other foods.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Quarantine Catholic question: do you listen to music, or what is your process to stay focused while you're working on a firearm?
It depends. If I'm alone in my shop, yes, I do listen to music. And preferably I listen to stuff that I normally don't listen to. Just because there's certain types of music that actually get you sort of like pumped up and keep you like busy. And there's the type of music that I usually listen to, which is more mellow and more relaxing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I get it. I mean, I'm the same way. But I like to listen to all the stuff that I like to listen to. My NF or whoever else I'm listening to, Post Malone or whoever at the time. So I
But
get
to
it.
answer
I
your
understand.
question, for the most part, I'm actually watching YouTube because I'm always obsessing about something, right?
Yeah.
So I work 7 hours a week, and I don't think there's a single day out of the entire week where I work less than 14 hours. Not a single one. So I work a lot of hours. I'm always obsessing about something that I want. Um, so I'm usually doing research on YouTube about whatever the hell it is that I'm obsessing about at the time. So
So I have to ask this because I remember you doing the video, but we haven't, I guess, talked about it. So when are you going to get back on the van, or is that gone?
okay, no. I still have the van. The van had to take a back seat because I
Okay.
started getting obsessed about something else. So basically, um, I was doing some research because I don't know if you remember, but a couple of lives back, I was asking questions about what car to get, and I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking of getting the car that I used to own back before I had kids, which was a Mazda RX-8. I love that car. I still like that car. It's a phenomenal driving car. Um, However, a little on the slow side. I have to admit that, but it was a phenomenal driving car. Um, so another car that I was interested in was the Challenger, and I started doing
Okay.
research and this and that, and then I came across a post that said that the Challenger will be discontinued in 2023. So I'm like, holy shit! If I want this car, this is my last chance, right? So I went to the dealer, I placed an order on a Challenger, and I thought it was going to take as long as the van did to
Yep.
get in here. But they told me at the time, hey, listen, the Challenger's just going to take uh, X amount of months, 3 to 4 months max. So I'm like, holy shit.
That's,
So,
that's
I wanted to
crazy.
give a significant down payment because uh, I'm the only one that works at the house, so
Mm-hmm.
I have to pay for a lot of stuff.
Right.
So give me 1 second, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do I pause this? Can I pause this?
We can pull you out for a second.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Good thing.
Caleb, you got it?
I'm trying to get it. There we go.
Okay. Put him backstage.
We
All right.
got
Sorry, guys.
that's he's got a whole other life that he's got to handle. So, let's see. Let's ask if you guys have any questions for Sarge or me while we wait for Frank.
I mean,
We're here. Or like, let's see. The Sarge, do you have anything to announce? Anything
no, I
else?
mean, I'm kind of just waiting to get through this. Like, I really would like to tell the story of how I guess me and Frank became friends. So it was kind of a little. I don't know if it's funny or a sketch or anything like that, but it was, to me, it's kind of comical. But yeah, other than that, man, like I really don't have anything going on except, hey, next week's Thanksgiving, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And I
I
hope you guys
know,
spend some time with your family and all that stuff. So
I know we're all getting ready for Turkey Day.
how do you get wave slave? Come on,
How
man.
do I? Well, there you go. I gotta show my neck so it doesn't. Everybody always come. It's funny. I get more guys commenting on my beard
He's ready to come back in. Sorry.
than I do anybody
I
else.
know, but
It's
look at
funny.
the beard, man. It's like magical. What can you say about it? So,
All right. So Frank is back.
yep.
Okay, so back to my story. So basically, I started doing a lot of work to collect a nice down payment for the Challenger, and needless to say, I just got my Challenger a week and a half ago, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So now I'm obsessing over camera equipment. So But once I'm done
Go
with
figure.
once I'm done with Christmas, then I'll jump back on the van. But the van has to happen, man.
Yeah, I mean
The
that's
van has to happen.
what you started doing on it. I was like, I hope this becomes a series because I thought it was
Uh,
really cool.
Bro,
I
you know
gotta
what?
check out that van now.
I said the same thing about the car. Oh, I'm gonna create a YouTube channel for the car, this and that. I've already done a bunch of shit to it, and
Yeah,
not one video. So it's just, I'm so pressed for time.
right,
It's
Uh,
very time consuming to make these videos.
yeah, and the problem is, man, if I dedicate time to this, then this other thing suffers
right,
from taking time away from it. So, dude, I run on a very, very, very tight schedule.
right.
So
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I don't own a business, but I was, and then trying to, you know, deal with everything that's going on, especially when it's out of state. You know that whole racket. Like them being in Michigan and me in Texas, and it was like hard to kind of juggle that. Plus, it do the whole army thing, and then the law enforcement stuff as well. It's like I'm running three different things. How am I multitasking this and then making time for my family at that point? So
that that's where I'm at, man. So
yeah,
I run the business. I work 40 hours on the police department, but I also work the special details,
right,
and whenever I get called in for overtime, right?
yeah,
So trying to juggle all that plus the family plus the honey-do list and all this crap, it's
Mhm.
uh it's almost impossible, man.
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
spread super thin.
yeah.
So
So we have Tactical Pontoon. He just popped in. I missed his chat, but real quick, Marconi Armory's doing a sale too. If y'all want to check them out, get their slides. They have code
Okay.
Turkey Day 22. So if
There
you're
you go.
looking for a slide or whatever, it's a great price already. So getting a discount on it's good. I'm sorry, Frank. I'm trying to make
we're
sure
good. We're
we
good.
take care of the comments too.
Okay. And okay, that's what he meant by speaking of Turkey Day 22. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, he was
But
dropping his code so everybody can see. I support them. It's
yes,
they're Arcane is they're veteran owned, so obviously I want to support my veteran and law enforcement first responder community. So definitely want to do that.
of course. Frank, you mentioned you got the Challenger. Now, I'm a big Mopar fan. Which trim did you get, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, so I'll give you a quick little story about that. So initially, right, I drive rentals for work because I'm undercover. So
Okay.
uh, I've driven Durangos. I've driven every Chrysler product that you can imagine. I've driven it.
Hmm.
So back in a couple of years ago, they gave me. I drove two different trim models, the RT and the V6. So I went in with the mindset that I was gonna get a V6. I know it sounds ridiculous, but to
It's
me,
cheaper on fuel now.
it was still a fun car to drive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I was looking. I was trying to get away with getting like a little toy without disturbing the waters. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So so needless to say, I go in there with the mindset that I'm gonna get a V6. And by the time I put two little packages on it, that thing was like $48,000 or no, $42,000. So I'm like, no, screw this crap. For that, I get a V8. So I went with the
Mm-hmm.
5.7. And by the time I put two little packages on the 5.7, it climbed up to like 49,000. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Disregard this. I'm actually gonna get what I really want, which is the Scat Pack.
Okay.
Yep.
So I went in there and I got the Scat Pack base because I'm the type of guy that changes rims and changes stereo and changes everything, right?
Yep.
So I go in there and I tell the dealer, hey, do me a favor. I need number one a manual transmission because those things are going away. They're
There they
you
are.
know They're gonna be non-existent in a couple of years, and I need the biggest block V8 that they make in that car. I could have maybe gotten away with it with ordering the Hellcat, but to be honest, man, I went from trying to get a $40,000 car to now inflating and possibly getting something like a Hellcat, which is more than what I really needed. So I got the 6.4, right? Well, which is the Scat Pack, and that's it. And in a week and a half, I've already done the intake. I've already done the lowering springs. I've changed the rims, wider tires. It has a slight body kit. It's not the wide body, but I'm doing my thing, So yeah.
Hey man, I feel like that's a nice little way of thinking. Like, all right, well, if I'm gonna pay this much just to make a couple upgrades, and might as well go big or go home.
Yeah,
that's right. So, well, I actually ended up getting the Scat Pack, and it was basically the same price as the 5.7 with like 2 little options on it. So once you move on to the Scat Pack, it has the big brakes, it has the bigger screen, and a couple of little bells and whistles here and there, and it ended up being actually like $1,000 cheaper than the 5.7 with two packages. So I ended up getting the actual engine that I wanted with the better performance and stuff like that for $1,000 cheaper. Nice. So
makes sense.
So back to questions.
Yeah, we got to
topic.
Yeah, we got to run through them so that way we don't miss out.
Okay, so I'm gonna go just run through these.
Fast fire.
Yeah. Do you do engravings?
I do.
I guess laser engravings. Okay, awesome.
Yes, I do. Cool. I don't offer laser stipple though.
Okay.
Laser stippling to me is useless.
So what about a hybrid? Is that going to be a future thing? Maybe doing a hybrid?
So I'm trying to create my own lines. As you guys know, I don't like copying other people's work. Obviously, there's features in stippling that pretty much everybody does, like accelerator cuts and stuff like that. But when it comes to my lines, I like creating my own. I like making my own way. You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta sit down, design what I have in mind, which is basically sort of like the new lines that I'm offering with the Go Crazy package. And I think that would work. So
okay. Yeah. We talked about that a little bit, so that's really cool. I'm excited about that.
CNT Designs and Arms ask, what about starting off on 3D printed frames? And he's asking about stippling. Like, if you're going to start stippling, what do you think about starting off on 3D printed frames?
So that's plastic, right? So I've never tried one of those frames, so I wouldn't be able to tell you or advise you one way or the other.
So I got one. I'll cut it and then I'll send it to you. I'll cut it so it just like you would with a Glock frame or something like that, because it does have the holes in it and all that stuff. So I'll get you taken care of.
You got it.
I know with 3D, there's different materials too, so
I'm
sure that makes a difference. Michael Ryan asked, are there tactical Trash Panda patches available? Unfortunately, I ran out. Stay tuned, though. I may be working on something soon.
We'd love to get show stuff, have a show shirt and maybe a show patch or something like that. I mean, kind of like our guests, Frank, we're going to get you a coin sent to you too for the show. So on one side, it'll be my logo, and on the other side, it'll be Panda's logo.
Yeah.
So that way you have something as a thank you for coming on the show.
Much appreciated, man. I'll come on here as many times as you guys want me in here.
No, I appreciate that, man.
You.
Definitely.
But yes, Sarge and I have been talking about patches and other logo designs and whatnot on the back end. So just stay tuned. We'll have something in the works in the future. We just gotta we're in the prepping stage right now.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work when you're trying to funnel what little bit of money you have into those resources. So
right. Let's see. Xeon Zone. Have you tried to stipple a polymer print? Polymer print?
yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Not sure what that.
Polymer print? I don't think I've ever heard of somebody doing that.
Well, I'm guessing he's talking about a 3D printed
Yeah,
polymer frame,
Probably.
but no.
Inside that. Freaking Stang again. How's the thread plate going? How's the thread plate doing?
tread. You know, like
Oh,
the
tread.
toolbox, diamond
Yeah.
plate, that kind of thing.
I'm not understanding.
So you know the toolboxes that have the little diamond plate where there's diamonds on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what he's trying to say is like that diamond tread pattern.
If he's asking how that pattern is doing when compared to others,
Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of it.
it's you know, it moves. It's a different kind of basket weave, so people
Oh, he
order
meant
it
the
here and there.
diamond plate pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a bigger version of basket weave, basically. So it does move. However, you know, in my opinion, the smaller basket weave looks better.
Okay.
So
Next question he had was, what are your tips or tools for the perfect borders you have?
so I don't know the actual numbers of the tips. That's something that's going to be available on my used to be available on YouTube, but I was forced to take a lot of my content down. So now we're in the works with, you know, some other people that are here to create a website where I'm going to be able to teach people how to do this. So
So you'll
stand
have
by.
something that's more 2A friendly that'll let you run the platform as you see fit, and plus have a forum so these guys can get together and kind of talk and help each other out too. So
Correct.
that'll be good. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Nice. All right. We had a few more questions, just channel questions.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Frank, any plans to add additional services? And
Yes.
okay.
So I want to get into not eventually, this upcoming year, I want to get into a bigger location, number one. Okay. And in that location, I want to be able to offer, number one, the ability for people to come and learn in person, right? But in a classroom environment. Number one. And number two, I want to get into actually selling custom firearms. So you know, the person would be able to go on the website, basically design the firearm, pick the colors, whatever. It gets built and shipped to their FFL, and you know, you can buy the entire gun completely made to your liking, obviously. And I want to, in the very near future, want to get into the slide cut game as well, because I want to be able to be a one-stop shop, if that makes
So
any sense.
do you think the CNC is going to come into play, or would you be open to a company that specifically supplies you?
I'll be open. Obviously, if the company, well, here's the thing. I'm open to that for the moment, but eventually, I think the best route to go would be to
In-house.
have it in house. Okay,
Yeah.
because when you have it in house, you cut down on wait times. Okay, on
Yeah.
lead times, and that's the biggest problem about the custom gun game. Correct. So nobody wants to be without their gun for 2 months, 3 months, or whatever the lead time is. And
Right.
it's a common problem in the industry where people
Mhm.
that do it all have a really long lead time. So,
Right.
you know, if you don't have to outsource stuff, then you're able to push out orders a lot quicker. So
Right. And I
eventually,
mean,
that's what I think.
obviously, yeah, obviously it comes to scaling. Like that's a scaling issue that you're going to have to worry about in the future when you're trying to grow that side, because like CNC is not cheap. You
Right.
start getting
Yeah,
into
one of those
that, and
CNC
then
machines you're talking about 50K. So
yeah, it's a lot of money. So I get it. But yeah, that's going to take time. That's going to take getting the right people and hoping that
yeah,
they're not trying to run off with your stuff or whatever. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I get it. That'd be cool.
That's awesome. So that kind of led to the next question. You kind of answered it, and that was, what does the future of Frank Castle Customs look like? And so you want to really expand on
Yes.
in-house.
I honestly, if I, keep in mind, I do this only 3 days out of the week because it's I can only do it on my days off.
Right.
On the 3 days a week that I do this, I make more money a year than what I do as a police officer full time.
Which is crazy. That's absolutely insane thinking about it.
Yeah, of
However, I have to also keep in mind that I can't just walk away from my career
course.
because, as we all know, the 2A community is under attack. And
Yeah.
just because my business is doing very well today doesn't mean that it's gonna go down the
Right.
shitter. When a president decides to, at the stroke of a pen, basically take our rights away, right?
Right.
So I gotta be very strategic and figure out a way on how to keep growing the business little by little,
Hmm.
and be there, make sure that it's successful on the long run, right?
Right.
So what I eventually want to happen is, I don't see why this can't be a multi-million dollar business. I
Yeah.
just don't see why not.
Right.
Why
Yeah,
can't I be the next Agency Arms? Why can't I be the next Safari Precision? There's no reason why other than capital, right?
Right. Yeah.
Capital is the only thing that holds us back a little bit. And when you're making it from the ground up, uh, it's a little hard you know to do it if you don't have the capital.
Right.
yeah,
Well, especially like in your situation where you're still working full time and trying to scale for you is a nightmare
Yeah.
because you only have so many days that you can work that you can give. Plus, you need to make sure that you're spending time with your family and stuff like that. So, I can see where that could definitely be a pain and a problem.
However, I'm getting close to retirement. I can literally retire next year, right?
Right.
I can retire next year. So that's why this upcoming year I wanna move into a bigger location where I can hire more people, hire permanent staff, and
Hmm.
start, working towards me separating from the department, right? And
Right.
I think that once that happens, because I secure my pension next year,
Okay.
but I'm only gonna be able to walk out with 70% of my pension,
Right.
which is still way more than what a lot of people get to retire with, which
Right.
is zero, or their 401k, or whatever the hell they
Yeah.
save.
I
Uh,
mean, nobody wants to see my army retirement because it's shameful. It is
uh,
shameful. I'll just say that.
at the end of the day, you know, I honestly don't see why this can't be a multi-million dollar business.
Right. I agree. I agree.
yeah.
And I think you have that skill set, and I really I envision that for you every time we've talked, and everything that I see is that you can scale that up. It's just going to take that right door to open, and things are just going to change drastically. So,
Yeah. So far I've had people come up and offer different things. But the one thing that I'm gonna tell you, man, is that there's a lot of people that see you as an opportunity for them to make money,
yeah,
and you have to be very careful, man,
yeah,
because if you sign the wrong deal, you know the business can be taken away from you in a heartbeat.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yep, I get it, man. And
So
I
I
like.
rather take my time and grow at my pace
Mm-hmm.
than to have an investor come in and say, hey, we're gonna invest X amount of money in your company. We're gonna blow up your brand. We just need you to be in the background and just
Do the
be the
work.
face of the company.
Yeah.
And yeah, that sounds fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, you lose. You lose what you created, basically.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I
being
mean,
taken
how
away.
much exactly? How much did you give up? 45%,
Yeah. So
51%,
yeah. So you know what? I'll grow it at my own pace. I'll grow it on
Mm-hmm.
my own like that. I don't have to ever hear the words of, "Oh, hey, you got to where you're at because of me."
Right.
No, fucker. I got
Right.
to where I'm at because I busted my ass and worked
Yeah.
7 days a week for X amount of years.
Right.
So that's where I'm at. Where I'm at.
Right.
People don't realize they always look at success as from the outside. They always think, oh, this guy got lucky or he just,
Yeah. You
overnight
don't.
success. But no, people like you where you're busting your ass 7 days a week constantly for years before that level of achievement has been accomplished. They don't ever think about all the back end years and labor and tears and hard work that you put in. Like
Yeah.
you're it looks like your mindset is like 5, 10, 15, 20 years in like thinking ahead. So
Yeah, man. I always look ahead. I always look
yeah.
ahead because if you don't keep your eye on the ball and just think of the
Mm,
future, then you don't have any goals. And if you don't have any
yeah.
Right.
goals, then you're just gonna stay stuck, stippling, in the same little area that you're in. You're always
Mm,
gonna be limited to making the amount of money that you're used to making now. And obviously, this is very taxing on the body. It doesn't look like it, but it's
Yeah.
your vision goes to shit, your hands go to shit,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it's not healthy for the lungs either. So
Right.
regardless of
yeah.
wearing a mask or whatever,
Yeah.
so eventually I need to start hiring people so I can concentrate on other parts of the business and grow the business. Right?
Right.
Every
Right.
business has different areas that require certain attention.
Yep.
So I need to step back a little bit, train people
Mm,
to get to the same uh, level where I'm at, right? So the quality
mm,
control doesn't suffer, and then start taking responsibility of different things that need to be addressed with the business in
Right.
order
mhm,
for the business to grow.
Yeah.
right.
And I think the cool part about it is like this is a testament to transition. Like not a lot of people come from, a military law enforcement background where it's like, okay, what do I do after I retire? How do I have purpose? How do I find that purpose? And I mean, I can say that I've even struggled with some of that transitioning from, the military side to law enforcement side, then to the unknown, where it's like, what am I going to do now? And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll do Angry Sarge customs. And now it's like, I got into the holster game. And that was like, because I'm an end user, I had all these visions and plans and stuff like that. And it didn't work out. And then it's like, what do I do now? Go back to work and do the hustle that I've been used to doing to try to make that second retirement check at this point. So it's like
Yeah.
you having that plan for transition is like super important when you're
Mhm.
coming from those kind of backgrounds because after you're done, especially in a law enforcement military capacity, and you've done your 20 years and your body's just wrecked and all this other stuff, and having a plan after is vital, especially for here.
Absolutely, man.
And Tactical Pontoon was in the comments. He did mention it can be scary to make the change to full time, especially right now. So
Yeah.
Well, here's the way I think about it, right? Yes, is it scary? Yes, but if you don't have faith in yourself that you're gonna be able to make it happen, then how can you expect anybody else to have faith and actually want to approach you and, hey, we want to invest in your company, or we believe in your vision, or we want to work for you, or whatever the case, if you don't have the faith in yourself to actually take that step, at some point, if you want to be bigger than what you than what you are, you have to step out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Yep, it's inevitable.
Yep.
So, at least, like I said, I'll have my pension. It's not gonna be, the whole pension, but it'll be.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good place to be, because if you have some time where you're kind of like not where you're used to, you still have a gap that's being filled.
Right.
So that's very helpful, especially in your situation where you're the breadwinner,
Yeah.
So, and you want to knock out C&T's question?
Yeah. We got about 15 more minutes for the live, so let's knock these out. We're trying to keep the lives around an hour and a half. So let's see. C&T Designs asks, Frank, where are you located again? If you start classes, I may come learn from you, meaning be a pain in your ass.
So I'm located in Miami, Florida. So it's a phenomenal place to come visit, especially if you're single. So yeah.
Well, I can tell you that I talked to the wife and I was like, "Hey, let's go down to Miami and visit." And she was like, "Why?" I was like, "Come on, I'm trying to see my friend. Come on." And she's like,
"I can tell you, listen,
why?
the scenery here is beautiful, right?
Yeah.
You can have lunch on the ocean whenever you want, but the people here suck."
Yeah.
And just like any overpopulated area in this country, the people are all about, everybody's in a rat race, right? And everybody's just about me. They don't care about anybody else. My time is more important than yours, regardless of what you have going on.
Yep.
And that's the only part that sucks about Miami. That and the real estate prices.
Right.
But everything else, man, is clean, beautiful sceneries, awesome place to hang out.
Florida man. Do you have to worry about Florida man?
The guy walking the alligator, holding
exactly.
an AR and
exactly some weird stuff. The Florida man
got his nods on, wearing booty shorts.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
All right. Xeon asks, have you tried an air purifier or fume hood setup when you're stippling?
So I do have an extractor. However, that only does so much, man.
Yeah. Especially how enclosed the shop is.
Yeah, you're talking about the dust from the polymer. You're talking about the fumes from the stippling, the fumes from the laser. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of. I'm pretty sure it's not the best thing for the lungs. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Tactical Pontoon also mentioned carpal tunnel is also common in stippling. I could so see that just from like doing this all day.
Not only that, but gripping the actual tool, right? So,
yes. Yeah. Gripping the frame even, because you got to get a nice solid grip on it.
There's times, man, that I, as soon as I walk out to the shop, let's say I just woke up half an hour ago, I have to give my eyes like 20 minutes to be able to adjust and be able to focus on what I'm doing. So, it's not easy.
Yeah, but I agree.
Polish Man asks, Frank, what is your favorite gun to work on?
By far the 19X.
Yeah, I know. I see it and I'm like, one day you will get my 19X, but I'm working on it. I'm doing some stuff.
I can create so many cool combinations with that gun, and it always comes out looking badass.
So let me ask you this: Are you ever cutting off like that front little piece?
Yeah,
of the mag.
I do that all the time.
Because I hate that, and then I hate the freaking lanyard that's on it. It drives me insane.
I mean, the lanyard you can take off whenever you want.
Oh yeah, I know. You just pop it out. It's a plug. But I won't pull it out because, you know, it's part of the gun. When it's not part of the gun, then it can go somewhere else. But
Everett says, he said, and now all I have a bullet with a deer's name. Oh, sounds like he's going hunting in the morning.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Tactical Pontoon said something as well.
I just want to say I've seen your work online and it's great stuff. I will have to reach out soon about doing something together. Awesome.
Much appreciated, bro. And like I said, you know, I'm always willing to do collaborations with other people, regardless of their skill level or where they're at.
He does. So he does triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
So that would be a pretty cool setup. Maybe have your own trigger. That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty cool. Let's see. We got about 10 more minutes, guys. Does anybody have any last questions before the live ends?
Yeah, I mean, if they don't, I wanted to talk real quick and I guess tell the story about how me and Frank met.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
So, well, I mean, I guess we became friends. So I won't go into too much. Yeah, I won't go into too much detail, but I'll tell you this. I sent out my 320 X5 to get the Frank Castle Punisher work done, and it turned out phenomenal. When he sent it back, he sent something to me that didn't belong to me, and I went ahead and sent it back. Told him, hey, this isn't mine. I need to send this back to you. So that's kind of where it all started, you know, me and him talking and just being an honest guy and doing the right thing and making sure that he was squared away, because that was a interesting mess up, to say the least. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of like the start of our relationship as far as that goes, because I was just being honest with him, working with him, and then, you know, supporting him and joining the Stipple School. I think I was one of the first Stipple School guys that you had that joined that membership, which today I still am a member of.
Don't know why.
It's for you, man. It's the support. Just like you would support me.
There's other ways of supporting your friends.
I know. But yeah, I'm anxious to see what you got going on, especially with this new website. I really think that it's going to give you a lot more help, so you're not trying to juggle so many things at one time. So I'm really excited about that Stipple School piece. We can get you some good videos up there and get the community involved. Have your own little community. That's always the fun part for me. So.
That's pretty cool. So with the Stipple School, you know, that's all online and people could just learn from watching videos, or is it like a live one-on-one type thing with you?
It could be both. I mean, I don't have a problem. You know, once I get into a shop, one of the things that I want to do is I want to install cameras on the work areas and just have a live feed 24/7 while I'm working. You know, and whoever is in Stippling School can just log in, watch, and just enjoy the show.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to have you like actually on there, and you know, even if it's once a month, you come on there and say, hey, I'm going to do a live Stipple School for you guys that are members of that program, and just set something up and, you know, walk through, and then we could ask questions or anything like that. Because like, I know me, I can watch your videos and mimic some of your stuff, but there's always a technique that you have that no matter me trying to do it myself or anything like that, like that's your learned technique. So it's hard for me to really mimic that without asking a bunch of questions. Hey, how are you holding this? Is this 45 degree or what? Because watching a video, especially when it's from the top, you don't really get like the whole, okay, he switched it a little bit, tilted it just a little bit, and that's how he got this rounded corner so perfect. Things like that.
Yeah, we'll address all that stuff in the very near future.
That'll be cool, man. I'm definitely excited for you, and we're definitely happy to get some kind of product out there that's going to help you and as always, I want to support my friend. So, you know me, I'll do anything I can to help you out.
It's always appreciated, bro.
Well, again, Frank, we do truly appreciate you coming on the show tonight and answering the questions and giving our audience your answers to your. I've seen your work, and I hope that one day I can, send something out to you and get some custom work done, because I'm still not really into the whole stippling thing, just because it's not cheap. And, for good quality work, you're going to pay that extra amount. But
so real quick when it comes to that. So like I said before, when I got into this because I started reaching out to people and noticed real quick that it was a lot of money, stuff that I couldn't afford, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just like anything else in life, you don't understand why they charge what they charge or why people get paid what they do until you're actually doing it, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So before I was a cop, I would see a cop parked underneath a tree. I'm like, look at this fucking lazy ass making X amount of money. And, I want to do that to be able to park under a tree and just do nothing all day. Until I became a cop and noticed real quick that they park under a tree to complete the freaking reports that they got to complete, right?
Yep.
So it's the same thing here. There were times that I would see, man, this guy charges this. This is an obscene amount of money for this type of work.
Yeah.
It's just doing this or doing that. I've seen him do it, so it's not hard work, obviously. Until I had to do it, right? And you'll quickly find out that any of the guns that you see me do, just on the stippling part, you're talking about 4 to 5 hours.
Yep.
Just on prep and from prep time to completing the stipple job.
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours. So
I never realized that up until Sarge and Shogun started telling me what goes and like what all the steps are. I was like,
yeah, and I mean,
wow.
I'm not even on these guys. I do an okay job. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be humble enough to say that I do fairly well. And I've even with Shogun, we were the first ones to ever do an enhanced finger groove on a Strike 80. Nobody's done it because it's really thin in that area, in that front and rear back straps. So even stippling on it is kind of sketchy. But actually doing that, I guess if he says it's okay, he'll tell you I was the first one to do it. So that was pretty cool. And I take that and I wear it like a badge of honor because, it's something that's mine. So, and it's tough. It's not easy. Just even doing the lone wolf that I just did, just sanding it down and throwing just a border in so I could stipple up to it, that was at least 2 hours worth of work.
Yeah. So you're going to notice that the more proficient you get and the better your work looks, it's because the more time you're putting into it. You're adding steps to perfect the craft, right?
Yeah.
So that's why these prices keep going up and up and up and up. So there's people out there in the game that charge $500-$600 for a stipple job, but it's because it's taking them. The detail is there.
Right.
So I do understand that in some ways it sounds ridiculous to pay more than what the actual gun costs.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's custom work. It's art. You understand what I'm saying? If you just want functionality, you can get you can go on my page and get a stipple job for $200.
Yeah.
If you're just looking for functionality. However, if you want the artsy stuff, then it starts climbing up there, right? So
it was like 600 for that Punisher that we did, the 320. Now, granted, I did get a law enforcement discount on your stipple work, but that didn't cover the Cerakote or anything because that's all outsourced. So I understood that piece. But I mean,
and the other thing that people need to take into consideration, like when I first started the business, I was When I first started the business, I was way cheaper than what I am now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But number one, I didn't put in the steps that I put in to the work now to make it look the way it looks now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Number two is that as you start growing as a business, there's gonna be very tough lessons that you're gonna have to learn that are gonna cost you quite a bit of money. So I used to do these packages where I would do slide work and stipple work for $450, right?
Yeah.
Until one of my vendors that had 13 or 15 slides at the time got raided by ATF, and I was out 13 or 15 slides
Yeah.
with internals. And
Ooh.
you can take the cowardly way out and tell customers, hey, listen, ATF has your shit, I'm sorry, nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Or you can actually think ahead and say, you know what, I preferably I want this customer to do future work with me, so let me go ahead and solve the situation for them.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility to begin with because the gun was under my possession.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying everybody brand new slides. Everybody got brand new sides, brand new internals. Everything
Yeah.
was top notch, and it ended up costing me like $7,000.
Yeah.
So
I believe it.
you know
But
that's
that's
when you start taking into consideration. Okay, so from now on, I can no longer take a, let's say I'm doing a full gun, I cannot charge less than what it's going to cost me to
to
replace those
replace it.
parts.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? In the event
Yeah.
that something happens. So that's how things start getting a little bit more expensive. And as you start getting more and more knowledgeable and as to how to run a business, then life is going to teach you quite a few lessons that that you're going to learn. You're going to have to learn the hard way. So
Yeah. No, you're right.
Because
100%. So,
Tactical Pontoon said, truth, until you do it, you don't know what goes into it. And Zion also said, paid not just for the work, but for the time it took to learn the craft as well to do it. I mean, you don't
yeah.
just learn this kind of stuff overnight.
yeah.
There was another comment in here that I want to show. Oh, there you go. Freaking Stang said after ruining his 43X frame, I'm gladly going to send my second one to Frank.
I think I told him that to begin with, but we
Listen,
got to try sometime.
there's nothing wrong with trying it out yourself as long
Yeah.
as you uh, keep your expectations realistic. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
That's all it
agree.
is.
So Frank, it's an hour 33 now. Is there anything that you want to mention before we log out of here?
Yeah. Tell them where they can find you. Tell them what you're offering now as far as memberships and stuff like that. If you want them to connect.
Okay, so basically, everything that's business related is gonna be Frank Castle Customs, right? If you go on Instagram, it's gonna be Frank Castle Customs. If you go on Facebook, Frank Castle Customs, YouTube, Frank Castle Customs. Obviously, if you're on Instagram, be careful with sites that are fake sites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people out there that just steal my pictures and create a website or a Instagram page that's called Frank Castle Custom with no
Yeah.
S, right?
Yeah.
And they steal a bunch of my pictures, and then they want to tell people, hey, listen, yeah, send me your money, and yeah, I can do the order for you. And at the end of the day, they steal your money, and
Yeah.
they don't even provide those services.
Right.
But um obviously you're gonna be able to tell that it's a Frank Castle Customs legit account because of the amount of followers, right? I
Right.
have over 9,000 on YouTube and over 10,000 on Instagram. um in YouTube has a membership for a giveaway that I do, right? So that membership is, it could be either $2 or $15 a month. $2 will get you one entry,
Mm-hmm.
and $15 will get you two entries into the giveaway. And the giveaway usually includes Cerakote and stipple
Okay.
work. Other than that, man, it's been a pleasure being part of the chat, and I wish you guys luck in growing this. Hopefully, it grows to a point where uh, you guys have thousands of viewers. I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
Thank you.
But it's been fun talking shit for a while.
Talking trash.
Talking trash. I appreciate it. We had a great time, and this was my first real encounter, like talking with you, Frank. So I learned a lot about you tonight, and I appreciate that. You seem like a down to earth guy and that has his head in the game. And I would love to see like what the future brings for Frank Castle Customs.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
So this is what I wonder. One, you didn't really get the chance to promote it and all that stuff. But I wondered how your viewers would take it once they come on and they're like, who's the dude in the mask? What's up with that? It's so weird. I got to get out of here. Like, who's Frank hanging out with? Jeez. Yeah. So
listen, you're never going to be able to make everybody happy. So
yeah, that's true, man.
Do your thing, man.
That's very true. So next week is Thanksgiving. I want to make sure you guys know, go spend some time with your family, talk about what you're thankful for, if that's what you do, or just remember to be grateful for everything that you have. A lot of us are blessed and we have nice things or whatever, if that's what they like. To me, it's more about having my family and all that stuff. I'm still alive. I'm on this side of the ground. So that's what I'm thankful for. My friends, I've got some really good friends like Frank. I mean, if I need something, Frank's got me. And I know 100% that I don't have to worry about anything. Like you donating.
Obviously, it doesn't have to be business related, as you know.
Yeah.
I'm a very easy guy to talk to and get along with. The one thing that I'm gonna leave you guys with is, Thanksgiving and the holidays are here. Like I said before, I did 5 years as a homicide detective, which taught me that life is extremely fragile. Yeah. Okay. And I tell this to as many people as I can and as often as I can. Do not fight with your family or your friends. If you are not willing to find out that, if you're not willing, if you don't think that you're gonna be okay finding out that that person died and you guys weren't talking, you guys weren't in good terms, if you don't think you're gonna be okay with getting the news, hey, this person passed away unexpectedly, and you'll be like, fuck them anyways. If you're not there, it's not worth it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do not fucking fight with family over trivial matters or friends, or it's just not worth it, man. Life is too short, and our next minute is never guaranteed. So
no, that's true. That's something good to leave it with, and I'll do my quick spiel, and then Panda, if you got something, you can finish it. But guys, remember what's in your control. What's in your control is yourself and how you treat others, and the best way to honor in this life is serving others. And that's always been so important to me. That's why I did the law enforcement job. That's why I was military, because those things meant more to me than my own person. So I want you guys to stay safe and enjoy the holidays, and I'll turn it over to Panda.
Yeah, guys, I mean, the holidays are coming up, so stay safe, be aware of your surroundings, don't drink or drive. I know we're going to be enjoying time with friends and family, but be responsible. If you know that you're not good to drive, call an Uber or something, because I had many years ago, I did have a close family member pass away a few days after Thanksgiving, but I was just happy, like Frank said, I was happy to be able to spend time with them just a couple of days prior to that. But be safe out there, enjoy it, and again, I'm going to mention our sponsors for tonight. Make sure to go support New Print Custom Firearms. All the links are in the description of the channel.
Yep.
Tonight's special sponsor was also Red Labs 3D. Make sure to check them out.
Yeah.
Go follow all these guys on Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform they do have. We have their Instagrams. I'm sure they have a list of where you can find them on their Instagram bio.
Yeah.
But
so
again, go ahead, Sarge.
I was just going to say real quick, our next show, we're going to have Mike from Tactical Considerations on December 2nd. And then we're going to have Marine Gun Builder December 16th, which is the Angry Sarge birthday bash. We're going to do a giveaway for you guys because that's how I want to celebrate my birthday, is giving something back to you guys. And I'm thankful for the community that supports me and wants to help me with that. So I'm honored. Thank you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the next 2 lives as well. So they're going to be fun. They are going to be fun. So to end that note, guys, thank you for showing your support tonight. We all appreciate everyone that came out, commented, and asked questions. Take care. Have a wonderful evening and stay safe out there. I appreciate everyone.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. Take it easy, everyone.